All right, Kenman here. Today we have an absolutely amazing knife from the collection of Fred the Lug, Poikilo Blades. I hope I'm saying that right. This one came with a card. I think it was correct. I tried to look it up online. These are kind of new models from Poikilo that they sent along with Fred to have him check out and then pass around to a few cool folks. I guess I'm in the cool gang. Series Bio Model VK Shark. If this isn't correct, we'll change it in the description of the video. Bowler M398 Pearlescent Stonewash Titanium. All right. Really nice pouch from Poikilo. The double stitching, the kind of gecko face with the embossed kind of logo on there. Really nicely done. Has that big old Velcro section for putting on some custom pouches patches if you want. Kenman, let's look at the knife. Also, wow, the cloth that it comes with is really thick, durable, nice, dense cloth. Check this beauty out right here. Boom. Get this all out of the way. Soak it in. The Poikilo VK Shark. Not online, not on their site at this moment, but probably will be pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. I will put a link in the description for Poikilo. You can go check out some of the really cool knives they have. Let's soak this one in and you will realize some of the craziness that we're going to look at here today. All right, so this bad boy here, we've got that titanium, that M398 on the blade. No real markings I'm seeing anywhere. See a little fox facing backwards, kind of a Maker's Mark logo, and then the Poikilo with that gecko face on there. Crystallized titanium on this cap on both sides right there. If you look at certain angles, you can kind of see, there you go, little facets. That's kind of when they do that crystallized process, it makes the titanium show a little bit more of the facets and stuff within, although you can't feel it. It's still smooth. It's just kind of a visual pattern texture on there. Flick and hole as a lefty with pressure on the lock. No problem at all. There's a front flipper on there. We have a rear flipper as well. Very cool design here. Blade can swing shut, flicks out pretty easy. Nice feel in the hand too. Choke up spot is really nice, really a clean design. So this is an integral. We hadn't talked about that yet. What's an integral, you ask? Well, that means this handle is all milled from one piece. So clearly these caps here are added on, the clip is added on, the blade, the pivot in there. Speaking of the pivot, can you see the pivot? How do we get to the pivot? It's under there. I've been looking. We talked about it on a live stream when I opened this up originally. Still have no idea how to get inside this thing. Super cool. So milled out of all one piece. Gorgeous look on the back. See, no seams or anything like that. Little hole right there for like a lanyard hole. But then there is, if you look down this one, you can see a screw. That's the only screw I can actually see, and that one is clearly for the clip. If you look inside that milled section, there's nothing in there. It's just a solid piece. It goes around like that. Cut out the lock to be able to bend down, and then set up a little hole section for the clip to drop in. So then you have the caps for this pivot for the blade. You can see the lock right there. So really the only screws needed would be that one for the clip and then the pivot itself. So you can't see any hardware on there. Look at this. Isn't that crazy? So no idea how to get the caps off. Kind of looked, can't see how those would pry off of there or how you would get to that. No need for me to do so. This is an expensive knife. It's not mine. We're not taking it apart. It's incredible as it is. I mean, I'd like to know how this works. Maybe when they do get it up on the website, they'll talk about it a little bit more. That flipper tab on the back, the front and the rear flipper, interesting. kind of a different type of a design. Front flipper is big, so it's pretty easy to get to. They're both easy to do. The flipper tab is cool. It's got that little cutout, but it points out at a kind of a different angle, which I think is interesting. Oh, I was pushing hard on the lock there, but as a lefty, I can put my thumb on there and still flick that out, which is amazing. I like the forward choil for that choke up. Bigger knife, feels good in the hand. Get in there for doing some work. The tip is in a really great spot for getting in, just doing some work, some draw cuts. Just a great size for me, a little bit large maybe for some. What do we think about integrals? Anybody know how to get the caps off of there? Wild stuff. So we got some jimps on the back that sit kind of in this groove that's been kind of hollowed out. Feels good in the hand. You know me, I love jimps. They could go all the way out. Look at how thick that blade is all the way out there. But some jimps like that would be nice. I like this little insert cutout, has a fun design. And then it looks like they've drilled out an extra hole right there and then thrown in maybe a piece of copper or brass or something into that, like a little plug. Kind of almost looks like the gecko kind of eyeball. Kind of a neat effect. I dig it. Whoops, missed. Couple little lines cut there on the titanium for some texture, contoured along the side. Really nice for an integral. This feels great. It's just huge, plenty of space I could grab right there. Blade is solid, no play. This is a premium knife, as it should be. Right in the center. Little stiff on the close. It's not real swing drop shutty. It does drop shut. You got to kind of give it a few shakes. Nice and powerful detent right at the end. Probably could, maybe not. Trying to keep off that lock bar. The detent actually feels pretty good. I can even flick that out with the left thumb. Kind of tough access there because the bar only is cut away on that side. So the lock on this side. But I still have that access to do that, so it works. Feels all right for me. What do we think about this Poikilo? All right. I think the feel and the design are incredible, and that just the way this is, and the how do we get to that pivot? It's just cool stuff. Let's go this way. Less digits or less notches. Sure. 8 1/8 end to end, 3 3/8 straight across, maybe 3 1/2, 3 3/4 if you go at an angle on that blade, but it's about a 3 1/2 inch blade there, maybe, or actually, I mean 3 1/4, with almost a 3 1/4 cutting surface with the slightest curve on the belly, and a solid 4 3/4 on that integral handle. 0.13 drops to 1.2 there. I might have been 1.2 up here. Oh, it is actually. So it's 1.3 here, drops kind of to 1.2. Excuse me, 1.2 out to there, but that thickness does carry all the way out. Then that nice grind out to the tip. 0.51 on the thickest right there. Inside, let's go right here, 0.92. It does taper. That's kind of another thing I'm not a huge fan of on handles, 0.59, where the end is the thinnest. I kind of like it when it gets a little thicker, a little wider, like right here. I have a large hand, so a little bit more for me to grab around. Comfort is like there, and so without that, it's a little less. This feels nice in the hand, though, so I don't mind as much. Just kind of personal preferences. Thickest on the blade, 1.15. Battery still going. Oh yeah. Got a little bit of weight to it. Actually, that ain't bad at all. I like the feel of it. I prefer a heavier knife. You like a light knife, heavier knife? Comment below. Let's discuss. 4.15. Compare everything with the Kaiser Drop Bear. Kind of a nice size comparison. 3.29. So definitely heavier, but it's bigger, and we've got the integral. So it's tougher to do weight reduction. 4.15, when you have to mill this all out of that one piece, you can't really skeletonize the inside because you can't really get to it. But I don't mind. I think the weight on this isn't bad at all. 4.5 for a full size, full length knife. That feels great for me. Perfect. Here's that Kaiser drop bear, same size as your bug outs, your pyrites, your not quite full size users. Tons of jumps, like I was saying, I like. You can see it's just a little bit shorter, 1/2 inch or so on the front and the back, making this Poikilo a nice full size. But if you're looking for a good daily user, Kaiser's clutch lock is the best crossbar lock out there. Just good action on it. Drop bears are great. Tons of different types. Okay, almost there. Do I have any paper? Yes. Here we go. Do a little paper cut test. This isn't complete. Well, I guess it is brand new. Poikilo gave this to Fred in Atlanta to check out and kind of pass around a little bit. So I don't know how many people he's actually passed this to. But it is pretty much brand new, so we're going to take care of it. Just do a little couple paper cuts just to kind of see. Sure. It looks like maybe there's a little. It feels good. Kind of a little bit out at the end. Maybe a little strop right there might kind of fix. It feels fine. I'd give it about an 8, but you can see it's smooth and it kind of gets a little bit rough right in that towards the end right there. We'll give it a 7.5, 8 on that cut. It could be easily a 9.5, 10, and just needs just a quick little touch up. It's been around, been held by a couple of people, but not really used, it looks like. Fantastic knife. Anybody know anything more about this? Apologize if it didn't have all the correct information. Very cool new knife from Poikilo though. This integral is great. What's everyone think about integrals? This one is super cool. Fun action, fun look. Feels really good too. I could carry this and use this and feel pretty comfortable with pretty much all the holds and the feel. Obviously can't flip that clip to the other side for the lefties, but yeah, good stuff. Thanks again to Fred and Poikilo. Check them out. I got a link down in the description there. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.